back to Cosplay on a Budget. I'm your host, Ms. Cosplay, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I made the removable fur piece for my niece's Sans hoodie. Now the reason I wanted this removable is so that she can just throw the hoodie in the washing machine and then just wash the fur by hand. Because it is fake fur, so you can't really throw it in the washing machine and the dryer because otherwise it's going to mess the fur up. Now, I was inspired by the tutorial by Daisha View. I hope I'm saying that right. She has a tutorial for a removable fur collar that I will leave a link to in the description. And so I pretty much wanted to do that. I do believe I did mine a little bit differently than hers because all my stuff is on the inside and everything like that. And I don't think hers was, but I could be wrong. So if you guys want to learn how to add a fur piece to your Sans hoodie, then keep on watching. So I had this fur vest and it didn't really fit me that well anymore, but I kept it in my cosplay supply stash just in case I ever needed white fur for anything, since fur is expensive. And guess what? I need white fur. So I'm actually going to be using part of the hood for this project. But first thing I have to do is actually separate the hood from the rest of the vest. So I'm going to take my tiny scissors, or you can use a seam ripper if you want, and start cutting along the seam. Okay, so now that I have the hood separated from the rest of the vest, I went ahead and turned it wrong side out and flipped the lining out just so it would lay flatter, as well as help in the cutting process. I will be cutting the lining down to the same width later on though. I marked 4 inches from the edge of the hood, and originally I did this so I could fold it over a ½ inch on either side as a hemline, but I actually only needed to fold it over on one end, so I should have only made it 3½ inches, but you live and learn. But I'm going to be cutting this out with my box cutter, and how I'm going to do this is just make a small hole and then sort of saw my way through it. Be careful with this and keep your fingers out of the way and cut away from you. If my blade was a bit sharper, I could have run it lightly along the line again and again until it separated, but my blade was a bit dull for this. And the reason I'm doing this is so that we don't end up with blunt edges to the fur like you would if you cut this with scissors. So it makes the fur look a little bit better, and also the fur doesn't shed as much if you cut it this way. Okay, so after I cut the fur and I cut the lining down to size, I hemmed both of the edges as well as both of the ends. For the fur hem, I just used a whip stitch so that it didn't show through the fur. And for the lining, I used a locking stitch since this was a thinner material. I also went ahead and marked where I wanted to put the buttons. Now the buttons will be 1 inch in from the hemline, and I made the second buttons about 7 inches apart from the one in the middle, and then the last ones were a ½ inch in from the ends, if that makes any sense. So how I'm going to be putting the buttons on is sewing them to the underside of the fur and making sure to fluff the fur up as I sew, and then I'm going to mark and cut the buttonholes on the lining and the jacket. So this is what the hoodie looks like now that everything is finished. I have the buttons sewn in as well as the buttonholes in the lining and the hood. And like I said in the intro, the reason I wanted to make it removable was because you can't put fake fur in the washing machine or the dryer without getting it messed up. So this way when she needs to wash the jacket, she can just pop the fur off, throw the jacket in, hand wash the fur if she needs to, and once the jacket is dry, just put the fur back on and she's good to go. And that's it. It was that simple. And now she can just pop this off, throw the jacket in the washing machine, and then just wash this by hand. So if you guys like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and ring that bell for notifications for whenever I upload the rest of the Sans, Papyrus, and Girl Bee cosplay tutorials. And if you guys like what I do here and you want to support my channel, then go ahead and head on over to my Ko-fi page. All donations go to more cosplay supplies so that I can continue to bring you guys more videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!